Hello, Gary from Psynema. I am mainly a corporate videographer, but I want to do my first movie review. So, Kino Lorber is a distributor of independent films. They had a free trial on Amazon, and I saw a thumbnail for Mr. Nobody Against Putin. So, one of the best documentaries I've ever seen. The main premise is Pavel Telenka is a school teacher in Russia in Karabash Primary School number 1. What a name for an elementary school. Just take all the life out of it. Anyway, this teacher, Pavel Telenka, is the school videographer. Once the Ukraine war starts, Putin is worried about losing patriotism, morale, because everyone's against the war. So he demands nationwide that each school enforce Russian propaganda, patriotism. They have parades where they hold the letter Z in support of the war. But, whenever the kids are forced to hold these patriot parades, they have to videotape and display and project the footage around town and make it seem like the whole town is pro-Russia. Now, here's the kicker with the video footage. The Russian government orders the school to upload video footage from each day's classes and events just in order to prove that the school is being compliant with the pro-Russia, anti-Ukraine stance. Who knows if the government actually watches that footage? I can't imagine anyone has time to look at all hours of footage across the country. It's most likely a scare tactic, as well as having a de facto spy in each school with a video camera. If anyone steps out of line, the videographer may catch you. But luckily, Pavel turned the tables against Putin and made this movie instead. But it is sad to see where the priorities lie in Russia. They don't have money for books. You'll see teachers duct taping old books together due to lack of resources, yet they have the funds to have a video program in each grade school just to spy on people. So while this teacher, Pavel, is filming this over the course of a few years, he comes across an ad on Instagram by one of the other filmmakers, David Berenstein, who is outside of Russia, looking for firsthand accounts of how the war is affecting people in Russia. So Pavel, the teacher, applies to this ad. And the amazing part is, over the course of a few years, as he's taping these propaganda moments in the school, these parades, these lectures where they're brainwashing the kids, he smuggles that outside of the country into David Berenstein, who then has the footage edited into this feature documentary. The scary part is the teacher, Pavel, has to do this all in secret, not knowing if this film will come to fruition or if anyone will get arrested or catch them in the process. But luckily for Pavel, he is the school's official videographer. He videotapes their events, their graduations, so he kind of has a decent cover. He's supposed to be there videotaping, so it's not like a mysterious cameraman shows up. You'll see his mother, other teachers are like kind of getting suspicious of him. And a second cameraman was trying to calm Pavel down quite a few times off set in interviews. Like was worried about them getting arrested because they have a quota arrest system. What kind of country has a quota system for arrest? But he actually finds evidence that he's being surveilled by the state in his house, which is very creepy. He eventually, at the end of the film, he has to flee the country and can't go back. One of the most surreal moments was, if you guys remember from the news, the Wagner Group, that is a private military that the Russians snuck into Ukraine in 2014. The head of the Wagner Group led a mutiny against Putin and marched his soldiers towards Moscow. For whatever reason, he changed his mind and he conveniently died in a plane crash. Fuck it, he was murdered. So after that, the Wagner Group soldiers have no option but to join the Russian army. And the school invites a few of those soldiers to talk to the kids and get them pumped up about the military. And a few of the soldiers actually attended Karabash school in their youth and have missing legs and severe injuries. And it's just a surreal culture shock just to see a bunch of kids holding rifles with adults passing around landmines. So it's a very disturbing, jaw-dropping scene that shows the differences in culture. Some may say similarities, but there's no way this flies in America, given Columbine and Sandy Hook. And there's a scene in there where the teachers are having a teacher meeting and they're discussing, the kids' grades are plummeting. What can we do? One of the teachers, who was the most pro-Putin advocates out there and had the worst grades out of all the teachers, and they're kind of singling him out in this teachers meeting where they're discussing the kids' grades. That teacher who towed the state line wound up winning Best Teacher Award and got a free apartment by the government. I was like, what kind of prize is that?
Teacher of the Year. Your reward from government is free bed bugs.
What's really ironic is as oppressive as Russia is, it's kind of weird to see like how much freedom he had to like make the movie. He's like following these kids around town at nighttime, off duty hours, at birthday parties. You know, in America, you would have to worry about permits and filming rights, release forms left and right. There's no way in hell this would be made in America. So it's just kind of weird to see like there's like, this oppressive government, but he has so much freedom to film. A lot of people are saying this is humanizing Russian soldiers that are killing innocent Ukrainians, and I actually felt that too. The only thing is I don't think it ruins the film at all, mainly because Pavel, the teacher, is undeniably against the war, and he's the main protagonist, and anyone in favor of the war is actually kind of seen as a villain or as a background extra. So it's kind of odd to criticize a film over background extras, not to marginalize actual living people. But I did not get the sense that the town was pro-war or pro-Russia. I felt like they were extremely poor to the point where you have kids looking at the army as their only job prospect. You have one kid in there saying that he's just going to drive to a random town after he graduates just to hope to find work somewhere else because the town is that downtrodden. And my guess is because this is a poor town in the middle of nowhere, that's primarily where they're drafting soldiers from. That's kind of like how it is in any country. So I can't highly recommend this documentary enough. Not only is the documentary itself interesting, the interviews about the making of is even more interesting and almost deserves a narrative on how the movie was made, sneaking footage across country lines and Pavel actually being forced to flee the nation and seek asylum. So it's like you get a double decker. You get the movie and you get to watch the interviews behind the scenes, which can essentially be made into a movie thriller down the line if they wanted to. But it's just so interesting from beginning to end. I do find it funny that all of this started by answering a basic ad on Instagram that most people roll their eyes at and think is a scam, and Pavel did too as well. He wasn't sure if it was a scam or not, but he went for it because what else is there to do in Karabash? But yeah, it's funny to see like what can happen by answering a simple ad, and what may be a scam turns out to be throwing a rock at Putin and changing your life to the point where you have to leave. So this is an independent documentary, so it's in limited release, but I did find it on Amazon. And there's also a free trial Kino Lorber has on Amazon, so you could actually just probably watch this for free and just cancel the subscription. Check it out and let me know what you think in the comments, and thanks for watching. I hope to do more movie reviews in the future. Bye.